Ayo, what is groovy? What is good? It's your boy Papa Capes, and we are back with yet another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today, doing something a little different. For those of you that have watched multiple of my videos from the start, you'll remember that I always mention I never know where early game ends and mid game starts. I don't know where mid game ends and early game starts. So technically, if I'm being honest, I have absolutely no idea where I find myself currently in Raid. Am I early game progressing into mid game? Have I already successfully made it into mid game? I know, and I'm quite confident that I'm not in end game. But today, we're about to find out. So what I've decided to do is to do some research into many different content creators, many different resources that kind of help you identify where you're at in your Raid journey. And I've compiled a quiz that I'm going to be taking today 100% honestly, and I'll be showing it on screen as we go through the quiz so that my answers are visually represented, and there's a scoring system as well, which I will break down. Obviously, I can't guarantee if the quiz is 100% accurate, but I've done my due diligence and I've done some research, and I feel it is a good indicator as to whether or not you're in early game, mid game, or I can't really say that much focus has been placed onto end game, because for me personally, I'd like to figure out if I'm successfully into the mid game in Raid or if I'm still in the early game. That's my question, and I'd like to get it answered with your help here today. I'd encourage you, if you have the same question, to follow along as we go through this quiz, and also just be as honest as possible, right? This isn't a competition. This is more so because I couldn't find anywhere that actually gave you concrete evidence as to where you are in terms of early game, mid game, or end game. So I thought this would be a fun way to do exactly that. So the quiz is going to cover different parts of the game. So this is going to be a progression quiz with the sole purpose of helping me understand whether I've entered into the mid game successfully or if I'm still kind of at the late early game and slowly making my way into the mid game, right? There's going to be a scoring system. So for every question I'm able to answer yes to, I get 2 points. For every question where I'm slightly uncertain or partly certain, I'm going to get 1 point for those answers. And then lastly, if my answer is no, I will be getting 0 points. At the end of it all, we'll tally up the points. There's 5 categories. The categories are my account foundation, my clan boss progress, dungeon progress, account knowledge, resource management. So let's get right into it. Let's call this the mid-game quiz made by your boy Papa Capes. And I'd encourage you to not only subscribe for the journey, for my journey, but to take this quiz with me. I will be linking a Google Docs link in the description so that you can easily access the quiz and its questions. And yeah, let's get started. The first category, account foundation. The first question in that category is, do you have 5 to 7 champions at level 60? Go in, filter by 6 stars, and then we've got the total amount of a year. So we've got 30 champions at level 60. So what does that mean? That's 2 points for us because we can confidently answer yes. Question number 2 in the first category. Are your main champions ascended with full masteries? Let's go and check that out. My main champions on this account. Let's reset the filter. Let's touch on Mikey first. He's definitely a main. Is he ascended? He's fully ascended. He's also got a 5-star awakened soul. Is he fully mastered? Yes, indeed. On to the next one, Glaycad. Glaycad, fully ascended, 2-star awakened. Is he fully mastered? Yes, he is. Third one, Supreme Gallic. Fully ascended, 2-star awakened, also fully mastered. Artor, fully ascended, 1-star awakened, also fully mastered. And then let's go to Ugo. Fully mastered, fully ascended, and she's got a 3-star soul. So I can once again confidently answer yes. That's another 2 points. The last question in the first category is, do you use proper support champions? I can confidently say yes, I do. My support champions range from Ugo to Rector to Glaycad to Padraig to Artor. So I feel like I can confidently say yes. Wither is there as well. So we've got cleansers, we've got healers, we've got ally attackers, we've got strengthens and increase attacks, we've got decreased debuffs, we've got tons of different buffs and debuffs offered with our support champions. So I am confidently again going to say yes. That's another 2 points. So in the first category, we've answered yes to all 3 questions. That gives us a total of 6 points at the end of the first category. Let's move on to category number 2. Category number 2 is what I think is the most important category when it comes to measuring progress on your account, and that is Clan Boss. The first question is, can you 2-key Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss? And I actually did this just before recording the video. Yes, I can confidently 2-key Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss on auto with exactly the same team, regardless of whether I get positive RNG or negative RNG. The minimum I hit is 35 mil per key. The maximum I hit is about 48 million per key. I can't remember not hitting 2 keys on Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss unless I'm testing a new champion within this roster. I can 2-key Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss every day, consistently on auto without a problem. Question number 2 is, do you have a speed-tuned Clan Boss team? I need to be honest here, guys. I think I understand speed tuning. I use it in my arena team, but what makes this important is that we're 100% honest. I have never even looked at my Clan Boss team's speed tune. I don't even know what teams these are. Those aren't the teams that I currently use. I've never looked at speed tuning in Clan Boss the way I have in arena, so I don't know. I don't even know who goes first in this team. Probably Mikey, and then Claycat, then Rector, then Geo, then Venomage. And that's more than enough proof to say I do not and have not speed tuned my Clan Boss team. How would I even go about speed tuning this team? That means I need to remember the team that I that will be 0 points for me with question 2 of category 2, as my Clan Boss team is not speed tuned. Question 3 is, do you hit Ultra Nightmare every single day? Yes, I do. Confidently say I use all 4 of my keys in the 24-hour rotation that you get keys in, and I always put 1 key into Nightmare, which gives me the ultimate chest. I put 2 keys into Ultra Nightmare, which gives me the Transcendent chest, and then it differs. If I see most of the clan have hit hard, who aren't able to hit Brutal Nightmare or Ultra Nightmare, then I'll put a key into hard to try and help them finish that. Or if I see most of the clan is attacking Brutal that day and it only needs 1 or 2 attacks to kind of get it finished, to get that 2 times chest, then I'll put a key into Brutal. I can confidently say I put 4 keys into Clan Boss every single day. So that's another 2 points for us. The third category is going to be focused on dungeons. So the first question is, can you farm Dragon 20 or higher? And yes, we easily farm Dragon 20. This is actually the one that I do when it comes to Dragon tournaments or Dragon events or whatever the case may be. However, we have successfully made it into Hard Dragon as well. As you can see, we've gone as far as Stage 9 Dragon in Hard. I don't consistently farm this as yet. Maybe I should. If anything I say within this quiz is like, this guy has no idea what he's talking about, please educate me instead of trying to belittle me, because I genuinely want to learn. I'm not saying anybody has tried to belittle me. It's just a saying that is close to my heart. Educate me, don't belittle me. And I thank you so much for that. Let me know down in the comments below, yo. So back to the question, can you farm stage 20 of Dragon? Yes, we can. Yes, we do. And we do it in just over a minute in 48 turns. So that's another 2 points for us. Question 2 in category 3 is, can you farm 2 other dungeons, excluding Dragon Dungeon, at stage 20 plus? Let's check it out. Ice Golem, easy. Have we made our way into hard? We have made our way into hard, as you can see there, and it doesn't really take us that long. Let's go check the team that we use. As you can see, a lot of the champions I use in this content are all kind of reusable, because they are my strongest champs, my main champs, the champs at the core of my account. But let's go to stage 20. We do it in under a minute with Ice Golem, and then I know for a fact we're in hard on Spider as well. So that answers yes to this question as well. I'm going to be touching on the other dungeons just because why not? Minotaur, we're obviously able to do stage 15. Fire Knight, we've made it into hard successfully in Fire Knight as well. Takes us very long. Doing it in under 5 minutes, I guess is okay, especially that I absolutely despise Fire Knight. Even though Savage Gear is so good, one of the best dungeons I feel to do in the game, I just don't like Fire Knight, and I don't like talking about Fire Knight. But yes, we can do it in Fire Knight as well, stage 20 over there. And then going down to Iron Twins on all of the affinity rotations, we're able to do stage 15 consistently. So I do that every day as well. I use all 6 of my keys. And that perfectly segues into the third question of this category is, are your runs consistent? Technically, I've answered that already by showing you this. My stage 20 plus runs throughout all of these dungeons, excluding Sand Devil and Phantom Shogun, But stage 20 on your Ice Golem, your Spider, your Dragon, and your Fire Knight, my runs are consistent. They are 100%. They're on auto. I don't need to do anything. I can put on 100 multi-battles and let it run. So yes, that's another 2 points for me. Category 4 is going to be about account knowledge. And the first thing that I thought comes along with account knowledge is Doom Tower. Have you completed Doom Tower on normal? I am happy to say, yes, I have completed it for the last 4 rotations on normal, and I can do so consistently, regardless of whether Dark Phase in the rotation, Scarab King's in the rotation, Nether Spider's in the rotation, regardless of which bosses are in the rotation, I can comfortably finish Doom Tower on normal, consistently and successfully without fault. That's another 2 points for me. But you can see my keys are used. In 4 hours they reset. The second question in category 4 is, are you progressing in faction wars, or is it just something that you completely ignore? I would like to say yes. I think that it's safe to say yes. And what is my kind of criteria for saying yes? We finished Sylvan Watches, we finished Dwarf Crypt, we finished Banner Lords, we finished Sacred Order, we finished High Elf, we finished Orcs, are almost finished with Knights Revenant and Dark Elf. So that's 6 of the crypts that are successfully finished on normal. All of the other crypts are at least above 45. And that to me shows that I'm not neglecting faction wars. It shows that I am progressing in faction wars. And recently, after one of the comments as well, I'm going to be focusing even more on faction wars. Even though my Sacred Order crypt is done, I still farmed all 18 keys purely to farm Perception Gear, because Perception Gear is really good. And this is something that I've been sleeping on, but a comment recently in one of the videos encouraged me to farm faction wars for Perception Gear materials to craft it. That's what I'll be doing. So yes, that's another 2 points for me. We are progressing through faction wars. The third question in category 4 is, do you understand buffs? Do you understand debuffs properly? This is a tricky one for me, because off the top of my head, I can say, I know what block damage is. I know what block buffs are. Like, there's a lot of buffs that I can name, but do I understand them properly? Do I know which buffs are strong against which champions? Does it matter? Do champions have certain weaknesses to these buffs? I just made up these questions, but these are things that I don't know. So I cannot confidently say yes. I'm going to say I partly understand buffs and debuffs. Off the top of my head, if I think of what Stormcall does, I don't know what Stormcall does. I know Hecaton does Stormcall. I know it looks really cool, but I don't know what it does. Do I know Enfeeble? I know the word Enfeeble. Do I know what it does? No. Do I know what Seal does? Maybe. I think Seal eliminates like gear and masteries from a champion. Master Seal? I don't... You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to sit here in front of you and lie to you and say yes. So my answer is I partly understand buffs and debuffs, so that'll be 1 point. So as we finish off category 4, which is account knowledge, we find ourselves sitting comfortably at 21 points in total. So let's move into the last category, which is resource management. Sorry for the giggle. I feel like a naughty student when it comes to this category, because I know I'm going to fail this test. Category 5 is resource management. I can't say that without smirking because I feel guilty off the bat. Do you save shards for events? How many ancient shards do we have? 1. 0 void shards. 0 primals. 0 sacreds. So, no, we don't. So granted, I know that you should save shards for events. I know that you should technically only be pulling your shards during a 2 times or during a champ chase that's part of a fusion or something along those lines. I know this, but I've spoken about this in a previous video and I blame my kids because they enjoy opening shards and their luck's better than mine, and I'm not going to get into this again. 0 points for question 1 in category 5. Let's move on. Question 2 is, do you use books wisely? And I can confidently say yes. When it comes to using books, I've always got books. I only book champions during personal reward CVCs. I don't know why this is something I'm disciplined with, but it is something that I'm disciplined with. We're currently sitting on 4 legendary books, 9 epic books, and 6 rare books. And to be blunt with you, I can't think of a champion that I wasted books on. I can't think of a champion that I booked that I haven't used. So let's check this for argument's sake. Lemonisi, no books, I don't use her. Zeno, no books, I don't use him. Mikey, fully booked, I use him. Ezio, fully booked because I use him. Mikey, fully booked because I use him. Galek was the first champion that I fully booked, the first legendary champion that I fully booked. I use him. Claycad, fully booked, I use him. So as you can see, most of my main core champions are fully booked. Now, yes, this brings another argument of some champions don't need to be fully booked. Maybe only book their A1 and you don't need the A2 or the A3. I understand that could be more efficient, but for me, this could just be like a me thing. If I start booking a champion, I'm not going to book another champion until I finish booking that champion. I do use books properly. I time them properly during personal reward CVCs, and I only book champions that I'm definitely going to use, not temporarily, but in the long term. Champions that I feel have longevity within my account, I'll book them. Won't just book random champions. Don't book champions, or I haven't booked champions that I no longer use or any of those things. The only champions that I fully booked are still in use on my account. So that's 2 points for me. The last question, do I farm gear with a purpose? And up until recently, my answer was no. I farm gear based on events. I farm gear based on boredom. I farm gear based on energy. I don't hyper-focus what kind of gear I desperately need or what sets I need to prioritize. However, up until recently, and when I say recently, I mean about a month or two ago, my answer would be yes, because I do consistently hit Hydra, where stone skin and protection gear comes from. I do consistently, let's go into my Hydra, sorry. So I consistently hit Hydra. On hard, we hit 44 mil. I use my better team on hard, and then I use a secondary team on normal, and we only hit like 8.5 mil on normal. But on normal, you only need 6.6 to get the main chest, but we get the main chest in hard as well with 20.4 mil, and we've hit 44 mil. And then I also do a lot of Grim Forest. I use all of my distorted energy each and every time this resets at 2 a.m. for me. So every day I'll ensure that I use 30 distorted energy. And actually last night, we finished Grim Forest on normal. So now we'll move into Grim Forest on hard as soon as this resets. That's pretty cool, and this is where you get the mercurial gear from. I used to think that Live Arena was really cool for gear, but now I don't really farm it for gear. Arena's gear I don't use. I sell it all except for Divine Speed. So yes, recently I do feel like I farm gear with a purpose. However, my answer is going to be partly, so we'll only get 1 point for that. My total points is 24. So we were able to get 24 points in total. What does that mean? If you did it with me, which I hope that you did, if not, pause right now, go and do it, and come back here when you're done. While you're doing it, like and subscribe, follow the journey. We out here, baby. If you scored between 0 and 10 points, you're in the early game. If you scored between 11 and 20 points, you're in mid game, but you're unstable. So let's say you're transitioning from early into mid game, but you're not yet fully into mid-game. If you've scored between 21 and 26 points, you are then solidly in the mid-game of Raid Shadow Legends. And if you scored between 27 and 30 points, you're making your way from mid-game, entering into late game. So we got 24 points. We find ourselves solidly in the mid-game. Again, guys, this isn't something that's going to hold up in court. This is purely just for my own satisfaction to know whether I'm in the mid-game or not. And if you agree or disagree with me, that's perfectly fine. But please let me know in the comments down below if you agree with this quiz. Is it an accurate representation of where you find yourself in Raid? Did you do the quiz? If you did, please share your scores in the comments. Happiness is a choice. Kindness is absolutely free. Leave your mark, yo. Peace out.